This is a public meeting, so we have, as I mentioned at the beginning, been filming it, and there will be photos taken as well. I hope that is okay. If there is anyone that does have a problem with that, speak to us and we'll make sure those bits are edited out. Look, what can we do? Well, I thought we heard a good example in Seaford about what they did, where they created a friend of their library. And I wonder if there is anyone here, I'm happy to help, but we need probably a small committee or a small group of people that would be interested in establishing a Friends of Peacehaven library, that we can start running not only a campaign on this issue, but start putting forward a proactive voice for Peacehaven and Telscombe library. So I wonder if there is anyone who wants to raise their hand now, or that wants to come to me at the end that would be interested in doing that. Fantastic, thank you, sir, thank you. Those who've got your hand up, come and give your details to us at the end. And what we will do is we will try and establish something. We've got all your contact details, and I hope it will be all right if once we've established the Friends of Peacehaven and Telscombe Library, you will all be our first members of that organisation, and we will email you and try and get you to sign up. But even more so, what we will do is email you a link to join the library. If you are not a member of the library and you haven't indicated that Peacehaven is your local library, please do so, and we will send you the online link for that, which you can also just find it yourself and make sure you do that, because they will rely on some of those numbers to see who cares about their local library. Their feeling is, in my correspondence, and in 2019 they wrote to me saying they have secured now a longer lease at the location they have. They've negotiated the price down so they wouldn't have to move for the immediate future. So this is not a case of suddenly the rent being too high. They have a long lease or a long agreement on it at low rents, that are much lower than commercial rents, because we managed to batch the co-op down. So that we argued with the co-op there was no point in charging them a lower rent for the small room as the big room, because the big room would be empty anyway, and it made no difference for them either way. The co-op agreed in the end. So we won that battle. There is no problem with the rent issue. So what we do need to get some more details of numbers and figures, and we will go away and do that. I think there is a call that we need our town councils, two of them, to start thinking about how they collaborate to think about securing a site going forward. I'm afraid what I've heard here is that I just don't trust East Sussex County Council to do this work. And whilst I don't think we're in the situation of Ringmer, I mean Ringmer's a much smaller village, but what Ringmer Town Parish Council did is in the end they secured the site, and the books are provided by East Sussex, the staff are provided by East Sussex, but the Town Council opens and runs the site. And what that would allow maybe is not just for us to have to rely on those poor opening hours of East Sussex County Council, but actually look at opening it up as a community venue. In Brighton, they did introduce Libraries Extra. You know, there are problems with that, but what that does allow is if you've got a library ticket, you go through a turnstile almost 24 hours a day. It is open all the time if you are a library official user. You can't walk in, of course, you have to register yourself with your library card, but once you've done that, it means that you have access when there aren't staff there, which again is something that could open up our library to more people. These options are there, but East Sussex haven't thought about them. So we need a friends group set up to start pushing them, and we need the town councils, I think, to start talking about whether they secure the site and therefore release it effectively at cost back to the county, and then there can be no excuse for the county to pay their leaving. And finally, the county say to me that there's water and leaking. Well, we know that that's now being fixed in the library. There are problems with the Meridian Centre, let's not get it wrong. But abandoning the Meridian Centre will make it worse, not better. And then undermining our youth centre will make it worse, not better. So there is a better way forward. And I think Chris hopefully can say a few words as we finish about that. And I want to just remind people, please, if you've got a post-it note, if you haven't, there are many at the back there. Write your thoughts on the post-it note and post them up on the questions around. You might have stickers as well. If someone has already written your suggestion, put a sticker to show that you're supporting that. And we will collate this. So for Monday, tomorrow, when we are meeting with the officers, we are able to present that to them directly, hot off the press. So please do that before you leave as well. And then I guess finally I want to say to myself, thank you for coming. Sometimes it feels, particularly during COVID, that we're all isolated and nobody really cares. Actually, I think what this has shown, it's almost a little emotional, that actually people in Peacehaven and Telscombe do care, and we're going to fight for our library.
Thank you, Lloyd. I think the interesting thing for me from the questions section at the end, normally when I meet people they bombard me with questions. Actually, there weren't very many questions. There were personal testimonies and statements, and it was clear that we were all absolutely in the same place, how we feel about the library and how we feel about the situation with the Sussex County Council. As Lloyd said, if you leave your email address, any updates that we have on the situation, we'll look through that. Please put your comments on the board so that when we meet with officers we can be clear on what your thoughts are and that it's not just us two. And thank you very much for coming. That's it. Do you have anything?
No, thank you. I'd just also like to say thank you to the two town councils who have been working very, very hard since the summer on this. There is a working group across both councils and they have worked very hard. But as with East Sussex was, they have got nowhere. I think I might say right.
Absolutely nowhere, and thank you to the Saltbury Residents Association for their support as
Yes,
well.
we've had a lot of support from Residents Association and other stakeholders, so it's absolutely delightful to hear. And can I just say a big thank you to the town clerk of Peacehaven. It's been an absolute stalwart. Thank you very much. Thank you all very, very much for coming. We appreciate it on a cold winter day, and we will keep in touch. And we will fight with everything we can for you. I promise you that.